It's away, mate.
We are on 5 lights ahead of the drivers for the Austrian Grand Prix, and we are underway as Jake Laser takes us away, and he is still in the lead. Matty 102 tucks in behind his Aston Martin teammate, and it's a very clean start from the front four here. X Dark Shadow jumps his teammate, goes into P5, and behind them it looks like there's a bit of a kerfuffle, but BMRL Roscoe is up to P7. Jake Laser is leading, but Shane is alongside Matty 102 into turn 2, and Shane goes a little wide, giving Tyrant King a little bit of incentive to try and make a move on the Red Bull, but he cannot make a move, and Shane is tucking in behind the slipstream of the Aston Martin. That is Matty 102, and Jake Laser leads us away cleanly ahead of his teammate still, and we are unchanged at the front, Josh. BMRL Roscoe, Matty 102 takes it round the outside of his teammate here, trying to make a move, and they're not going to challenge each other far too much going into turn 2. Matty 102 takes the lead off of his teammate, and it doesn't look like there's much of a challenge there. Jake Laser is going to try and come back towards the lead into turn 3, and Jake Laser reclaims the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix, and that might be the tactic for the Aston Martin.
We're going to see it again because Matty 102 is going to go right round the outside of Jake Laser, going side by side into turn 3. Jake Laser doesn't fight it. Matty 102 goes a little bit deep. That lets Jake Laser get somewhat alongside. He will have the DRS, but Shane is using his battery. He hasn't got much of it compared to Matty 102, but it is still going to be him in P3. Tyrant King has gone steaming down the inside there into turn 4. He wants to get a move on. He doesn't have the rear end and the nothing corner of turn 2. Jake Laser is using his battery. Shane and Tyrant are not. Tyrant is now, and I think he's going to be seeing a move. Jake Laser is alongside Matty 102. Tyrant goes down the inside of Shane and gets ahead and into P3 now. Tyrant finally got what he wanted. He'd been teasing it for ages. And Jake Laser and Matty 102 are alongside each other. And I think Matty 102 will be retaking P1 from Jake Laser. That's a great team up from them so far. They need to work together. They want to keep the steaming Tyrant behind them.
He will not be looking forward to going down these next 2 straights without any DRS. But Maxime Gulter is making a move down the inside of Camp Tramp Boom, and they are side by side going down the first straight of this short track. And Maxime Gulter is going to be alongside Camp Tramp Boom going into the second corner of this Grand Prix. Sorry, not this Grand Prix, of this track. And Maxime Gulter is still alongside Camp Tramp Boom. He gets the DRS though. Camp Tramp Boom does not get the DRS, so Gulter opens the DRS flap and goes down the inside once again to try and make a move as BMRL Roscoe joins the party and is going to watch this unfold and maybe capitalise on any sort of error from the guys in front. But it looks like Camp Tramp Boom is going to try and keep it alongside the Alfa Romeo. That is Maxime Gulter into the next 2 corners. And they are still side by side going to the next corner. But Maxime Gulter keeps it ahead of the Alfa Tauri. And the 2 behind him, Camp Tramp Boom and BMRL Roscoe both spin. But they both keep out of the wall, I think. So neither of them got any damage.
28 laps, which is going to be, not 28, 26 laps. 27 laps, what am I saying? Which is going to be very interesting to see. And Jake Laser, Matty 102, of course, very close between them. And Matty 102 has now gotten, Jake Laser has gotten past Matty 102 again.
And hopefully he can make his way back through the grid. But these lot have dropped the Williams, and Matty 102 is making another move on his teammate of Jake Laser. Jake Laser doesn't fight it once again. The Aston Martin boys are working together so well right now. Tyrant King had to avoid Jake Laser slightly there because he might have broke a little bit earlier than Tyrant King expected. But Tyrant King is still in P3 and watching this masterclass from the Aston Martins go through this race.
Will Mr. Cameron be going for a move? He's going to deploy his ERS, he's going to pull the DRS flap open, and he's going to go right past Dark Shadow and find himself in P5. And now as they go into turn 3, I think he's going to be ahead. So Mr. Cameron will not have the DRS, it'll be Dark Shadow. He kind of steams it around the outside there. And he's got a great exit compared to it and has the DRS. Great defending from him. Matty 102 losing the position to Jake Laser once again. Although I have a feeling maybe it wasn't really a battle, was it?
And Yasin is trying to make his way back through the grid after a shocking qualifying for the Ferrari driver. And he still can't make a move on the Williams. And he follows his way through. And Williams went very wide there. I didn't even see that. But Yasin follows that through and takes that position easily and goes up to P6, and he will be onto the back of Mr. Camu in no time. And very unfortunate as we do look, Tyrant King is coming to the pitch for a very early pit stop to try and perform an undercut on the 2 Aston Martins, who he thinks he can't overtake on track, and he comes into the pits, and that is a very interesting strategy from the AlphaTauri. It is a very audacious one, but one that he feels he has to make.
So we'll see what Tyrant can do. He finds himself in P8. But he was doing the worst out of all four of them in terms of their tyres. It seemed like the Astons were protecting their tyres. Now, what will Shane do? Will they double stack? Will they stay out? Both Aston Martins stay out, I believe. And I think Shane, he crossed the pit lane entry there. That might be looked at if somebody reports it. We'll have a look later on what the shoes have to say. But he is in the pits. He is going to follow Tyrant King. Nicky Lauda curve. And we'll see now Tyrant King as Shane is coming out of the pits. And he will be behind Tyrant King. So Shane has lost out a huge amount of Tyrant there. 1.7 seconds.
Oh, the slow-moving Alpine, that is Supermoto. Jake Glazer is into the pits. Matty 102 stays out. And the Aston Martins have made their move on lap 17. And it looks like Tyrant King has made a move on the Alpine, and he is going to be so far ahead of Jake Glazer, surely, Josh.
Yeah, well, I was about to say it before Jake Glazer came in. So we've talked about it so many times with the Aston Martins and them being in a position where there's two cars at the front and they don't split their strategy when everybody around them makes a strategic decision. And once again, it looks like it might have been the wrong decision for them both to stay out because Jake Glazer is a long way adrift from Shane, let alone Tyrant King. Matty 102 is coming out ahead of Jake Glazer just about, or they're going to be side by side. So Jake Glazer will be the lead Aston Martin. But they've still got 2 seconds. Just under 3 seconds even to Supermoto on the old hards. And Supermoto's nearly 3 seconds away from Shane and Tyrant.
Shane has DRS right now, Josh.
Well, I'll look to Shane because he's going to get a move on.
Is all over the back, and he has gone round the outside of the AlphaTauri of Tyrant King, who backs off and doesn't fight it from Shane, and Shane is up into P1 for now, but Tyrant King turns on his DRS, doesn't use the DRS, so maybe he's not trying to make a move. He's happy to sit behind the Red Bull. He knows his bigger battle is to try and keep 3 seconds ahead of those Aston Martin boys.
Just to make up a small gap is a big deal. So we'll see what I think. The smart decision is to let Matty 102 through. He has got the battery to use.
Tyrant King retakes the lead, Josh.
Or are they going to slingshot each other? Oh, shit.
Tyrant King is retaking the lead. These two at the front are slingshotting each other, and the Aston Martins are slingshotting each other. They are both using the same tactic, I believe, when the guys in front, Shane and Tyrant King, start falling off on their tyres as Shane retakes the lead, and these two are working together like a house on fire. It looks like they are teammates. They are working so well. Matty 102, as they are teammates, Matty 102 takes the 3rd place off of Jake Glazer, and they are really trying. Definitely keep an eye on this, Josh. Can you retake us through as Tyrant King is about to make another move on Shane every lap? Definitely, and these two at the front will be hearing the Jaws music right now of Matty 102 and Jake Glazer gaining on them with their fresher tyres. But once again, Shane makes a move on Tyrant King. They are working together so well right now, and they are doing everything in their power to try and stay as far ahead of those Aston Martins as they can.
Set at 107.6, whereas Tyrant and Shane are on. Oh God Almighty! Tyrant's gone for a move.
Shane just lifted off, Josh. Shane let him through there. It's almost like he wants to be the car behind.
He has. I don't think anybody would really have the pace right now to pull 3 seconds with the nature of DRS. As we now see Shane once again blasting past Tyrant King for what was like the 1500th time. Tyrant King's not going to give it. Oh, he is going to give it up. Of course he is.
Tyrant King P2 and Shane P1. Shane will be hoping to do something, but he's not. Tyrant King, I said there's not much he can do, but he's decided he's coming into the pits to make it into a 2-stop race for the AlphaTauri. Definitely. And now wants to watch Tyrant King all over the back of Mr. Camus on the Williams. The AlphaTauri making a move round the outside of the second to last corner, and he makes it stick already onto the back of Yasunito. He brakes very late, much later than the Ferrari. These softs have so much grip right now, and Tyrant King is going towards the inside of the Ferrari. Doesn't make the move just yet. Sits behind. Is going to have a beautiful exit out of there. Deploys the DRS. Puts the DRS on. Mr. Camus has lost it. And we have a full course safety car, Josh. That is incredible. Mr. Camus has lost it on the exit of turn 1.
He's going to challenge him for P4. I think he's going to now get P4 at best with the safety car now. I don't think he's going to get ahead or get into P1.
When is he going to go? The safety car is into the pits about now, so Shane can put his pedal to the metal, and Shane is underway for the safety car restart of Austria on lap 32. And behind him, there's a bit of commotion as Tyrant King is already up into P4 ahead of the Alfa Romeo of Maxime Gulter. And Tyrant King is onto the back of Jake Laser, who's taken a 3-second penalty now, and he is basically out of this race, and that has lost the Aston Martins their double driver advantage as Tyrant King is onto another move, makes a move onto the Aston Martin of Jake Laser and is up into P3 and officially P3 now that Jake Laser has a 3-second time penalty and is now behind him in P4.
He might want to deploying his match a little bit. I think we might see Tyrant King send it to the inside here, or maybe send it round the outside. Light on the brakes from Tyrant, tries to go round the outside of Matty 1-2. This is not going to help Matt if he wants to get a win as compared to Shane, but Tyrant has got nothing to lose and is not going to give this up. Matty uses his battery, uses a lot of it, and stays ahead.
Oh!
Maxim goes down the inside there, steaming into P2, but it's not enough. He's gone too late. And Matty 1-2 has managed to get the switch back on, and Matty stays where he is. But the gap is now just about 1 second between him and Shane.
But Tyrant King has DRS on the Aston Martin of Matty 1-2 and sends up the inside of the Aston Martin. Keeps the DRS because he stayed behind on the DRS detection line. Matty 1-2 goes onto the little yellow curb on the outside there, so has a horrible exit and no DRS. Matty 1-2 is down into P3 for the Aston Martins. This safety car restart has been a horror show for the dark green Aston Martins. Lucky High was on for a good result, but has obviously had a bad mistake in the safety car restart, and Matty 1-2 is down to P3.
To Tyrant King. We're going to look now on the final lap. Matty 1-2 stays behind for the detection zone. Oh yeah, no, Tyrant is broken just a little bit earlier there. He's actually got on the brakes later, but backed off his brakes. Or put more braking on so he can get the DRS. That's great from Tyrant. It's now going to be side by side into Ralph corner, and Tyrant King has gotten ahead of Matty 1-2, and that has now helped him into P2. I think that might be how it stands, unless we see a spin at the final corner.
Shane heads his way around the final 2 corners of the Austrian Grand Prix, puts his pedal to the metal and wins his second race in his BMRL Tier 2 career. Tyrant King takes P2, Matty 1-2 and P3 for the Aston Martins, retakes the championship lead. Maxime Gulter on his debut in P4, very good result, and Jake Laser in the other Aston Martin in P5.